vlog channel. My name is Modesty Jean, and on this channel I not only do vlogs, but I'm going to be incorporating some more lifestyle videos and things like that. So if you guys are a part of my main channel, if you're not, you should be. I will have a link to it down below. Then I want to go ahead and let you know that I thought I would be talking more about why I decided to go vegan with my diet and why I don't consider myself a vegan. And yeah, so I think I'll just kind of start with, I want to say like 2 years ago. So 2 years ago I made this mistake. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise, but I watched this documentary called Forks Over Knives, which told you all about like cholesterol and things like that, and like the health benefits to like a vegan diet. And that video didn't make me go vegan. What that video did, and it was kind of like subconscious, was like it made it so I literally couldn't eat chicken. Like I couldn't eat chicken. And it wasn't even sort of like, oh, they're doing this to the chickens or anything like that. It was like the idea of the cholesterol like freaked me out. I couldn't eat eggs anymore, like scrambled eggs. I couldn't eat chicken, or just like, I mean, I could, but like I couldn't sit there and eat like, you know, a chicken breast or anything like that. And I didn't really want to eat steak, because then all of a sudden it literally like I would try and eat, because I love the taste of it. I'm not gonna lie, I love the taste of it. But then like I would go to swallow it and I would literally start gagging. And I think it was like subconsciously my mind was like, oh my gosh, there's so much cholesterol in there. So I developed this fear of cholesterol. And so I would still eat like chicken and steak, but I always would just feel miserable after that. And I would just like, I wouldn't like how I felt after I ate it. And so eventually like, without even trying, I kind of just stopped eating chicken breast, steak, and scrambled eggs. It just wasn't something I did. Now I would have like chicken tacos or steak tacos, because it's like kind of like disguised in other food. Like I could have chicken if it was like disguised in something else. But then, you know, as time went by, it would get to the point where I could no longer have Fiesta chicken or like a chicken taco or something like that. Just, I don't know, because then all of a sudden like chicken just started to taste like really bland to me. I didn't like the flavor of it or anything like that. So I kind of just stopped having protein. And on top of that, like my depression and anxiety was really bad, like every single day. And the only times I ever noticed that it would like kind of subside a little bit is when I would be, you know, having smoothies all day or something along those lines, you know, healthier foods and things like that. So we move over here to Hawaii, and then, you know, I get my blood tested, and then they call me up saying, hey, by the way, it shows up that, you know, I can't remember the exact verbiage they used. They use like doctor terms, but basically what it is, I'm allergic to gluten. I have celiac disease, and what it is my body can't process gluten correctly. So so I cut out gluten, and then I just had a feeling. I wanted to see like what it did, because they didn't tell me exactly how like my body would like respond to like not having gluten. They just said that like it might improve my IBS and things like that. And so I did that, and then all of a sudden my depression and anxiety, like I stopped having episodes and I started like feeling normal. And then I had a feeling, I was like, oh my gosh, was that like me cutting gluten out? Is that how my body responds to gluten? And so if I'm touching my hair a lot, I'm sorry, I haven't brushed it in like forever and it's disgusting. So then my friend came into town to visit, and I really wanted to test this out. So because I was newly gluten-free, I didn't want to have to, like, we would go to a restaurant and be like, oh, can I get the gluten-free menu, please? I didn't want to have to deal with that, especially with my friend there. Like, I grew up with this girl, and that would have been, like, weird to her. So, like, I started just, like, eating how I normally did, like burgers and things like that. And the day I started doing that, all of, like, my anxious came back. I was on edge. I was irritable. I was emotional. And it all started when I started having gluten again. So a week after she left, I stopped having gluten again, and it all went away. So how my body responds to gluten is it gives me depression and anxiety. It messes with my emotions. It messes with my gut, things like that. Like I can't do it. So that kind of like lessened things like it. So I could already not like stand like chicken and steak. And then on top of that, I couldn't have gluten. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm just like so tired of this. I'm tired of like having to like be picky here, be picky there, look at these ingredients, look at those ingredients. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a vegan diet, because I know if you have a vegan diet, you're not having dairy, and you're not having like, of course, like chicken and steak and things like that. The only thing I have to be careful about is gluten, but you know, I'm not really a fan of like, well, I used to be a fan, but I'm not really like a fan of like bread and stuff anymore. So I just have to make sure like there's no wheat in the products. But generally I'm eating a mostly raw diet when it comes to vegan. not fully raw, but mostly raw, so it's a little bit easier for me. Generally like one meal a day I have to be like, okay, is there gluten in this or anything like that. So I kind of just progressed slowly, naturally into having a vegan diet. Like it wasn't something like I was like, oh, you know, I must be vegan, like, or anything like that. It just kind of happened. And the reason it was so easy for me to transition is just because, I mean, I was basically already not eating meat anyway, you know, and I'm not a dairy person. Like, I don't like the taste of milk. The only time I would ever actually have milk is if it was in cereal. But then I'm like, I have almond milk. I like almond milk so much better anyway, and I started putting almond milk in my cereal. So it was, cutting out milk was no issue, cutting out steak was no issue, cutting out chicken was no issue. The only place I struggled with was tacos until I discovered my taco recipe. Oh, I will put a link to that down below. So bomb. By the way, I do want to touch base. I made a little mistake with the cheese in there. I'm sorry. This will lead into why I don't consider myself a vegan. But it's actually lactose free. That same brand, like the package looks identical. There is a vegan version of it. So, yeah, get the vegan version if you're looking to have vegan tacos. I apologize, I grabbed the wrong cheese. It looks identical. Packaging, brand, it's green, everything. So anyways, yeah, so the reason I don't consider myself vegan is not like my mission to be vegan. It's just, I want to be cholesterol free, dairy free, and gluten free, and it just so happens that having a vegan diet makes it so much easier. So like if I goof up somewhere, then I'm not gonna like tear myself down or anything like that. I of course am going to try my best, and you know, I mean, a lot of my makeup is cruelty free, but I still have like some MAC products and things like that that aren't cruelty free. I have leather shoes, things like that. So I don't consider myself a vegan because I know that they're kind of touchy about that. I am plant-based when it comes to diet. That's just mostly plant-based. So yeah, I do follow a vegan plant-based diet, but my lifestyle isn't vegan. But yeah, so that is kind of just why I decided to go vegan. It's health-wise, it's better for me. I'm happier, I'm healthier, I have more clarity, I'm not as tired during the day. I like myself better emotionally, mentally, physically when I'm on a vegan diet. So that's what it is. And I don't like judge people who don't eat vegan, like, because I did. So, I mean, I'm one of those where you can eat whatever you want. I'm eat whatever I want. I do me, you do you. All right. So I'm not like a vegan activist or anything like that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like one day I was like fully vegan, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I'm still me, just a different diet. So I really just wanted to kind of clear the air on that and let you guys know why I decided to do that. I know it was a kind of short video, but it's something that's like really important to me. It's just, I've just been so happy since I've been on a vegan diet, and it's just kind of taught me a lot of things. Like, I had no idea that food could do that to you. And if you're struggling with anxiety or any of the symptoms like you've heard me talk about on my channel or anything like that, then try it. Like, try at least cutting gluten out. Like, if I could tell people to do anything, it would be to cut, really? He's gonna vacuum right now. It would be to cut out gluten. Like, once I cut gluten out, like, it's just, yeah, I mean, cutting out everything else is just like extra benefits, but like gluten just messes with you. And like a lot of people, even if you don't have a celiac disease like I do, you could have an intolerance. So just try, I always encourage people to try a gluten-free diet for 2 to 3 weeks and see how you feel. So yeah, if you are struggling, then I would really recommend that, because it really, like today, to this day, it still shocks me that food, an ingredient, would do that to me. Like, and because it's not like when it was like allergic reactions where it's like, oh, I have to go to the hospital or anything like that. Like, it's a very strange allergy where it treats everyone differently. For me, it was like emotionally and things like that, and I know a couple of people who are just like me, it did the same for them. So I encourage you to try gluten-free, and if you really are just having like really bad like IBS and things like that, try even if it's mostly vegan, try a vegan diet for a couple weeks and see how your gut feels. So yeah, that's my best advice I can give you. Once, I am no doctor at all, by the way. I'm not a doctor. So this is just kind of like my advice from like my own personal experience, my body, and things like that. If you want a video on like my favorite like vegan products that have like helped me get through the transition, or how I make sure I get enough protein and things like that, I'm willing to do another video, but only if you guys want to see it. But if you did enjoy this little video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my vlog channel and my main channel. I have a link to it down below. I am coming out with vlogs basically every single day. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah! Goodbye.